Mets Hot Stove presented by Geico. Gary Apple sitting alongside Nelson Figueroa and joined right out of the gate, right on cue by Noah Syndergaaard. Opening day starter, Noah Syndergaaard. How nice is that for you?
Oh, it's an awesome feeling. I'm extremely excited that Terry instills that kind of confidence in me, and I'll rise to the occasion.
We saw you throw a bullpen session today. Man, you look really strong and good and free throwing the baseball.
Yeah, I feel good. I had a really productive off-season over at a gym in my hometown called Exo in Frisco, Texas. And just my trainer over there, Jonathan Brooks, had me feeling real strong, and I'm ready to go in camp.
What kind of went into the decision of not playing in the WBC for Team USA?
Yeah, I mean, my heart and soul is with the Mets, and that's who I want to compete with. I mean, I threw over 200 innings both in my 2015 and 2016, so I figured it's time to give my arm a little bit of a break.
A lot has been talked about this spring when it comes to you putting on a little bit of extra muscle, and there are some people who say, okay, can he be as free and easy with the baseball, and is it a recipe for trouble and injury? And you respond to that saying what, Noah?
I say no to that, especially because, I mean, I have no objections to training like a linebacker. You know, I kind of want to look good out there as well as perform, and I feel like I can definitely achieve that as long as I maintain my flexibility, and that's something I can do through yoga and Pilates, and always constantly getting stretched out with our strength and conditioning coaches.
One of the things that I marvel at is when you first came up, you were a 3-pitch pitcher. Now you look at yourself and you're, what, a 5-pitch pitcher, you would say?
I wouldn't even say I was a 3-pitch pitcher when I came up back in the day. And just being able to work with Dan each and every day, and Ricky, and just a couple of the minor league guys like Frank and Abby, they make coming to the ballpark fun each day, and it's a lot of fun to learn from them. And just it's a true blessing to be able to work with Dan, because he's the pitching guru, and he's fine-tuned my sinker. When I got called up in 2015, I have a completely different two-seam pitch now, a completely different change-up, and I've implemented a slider as well. And after that, my curveball's only improved.
And even your mechanics. I mean, your mechanics from when you came up to now, how simplified you've become. Is that helping you more think about how when runners are on and in the stretch even?
Yeah, when I got called up, I didn't realize how wrong my mechanics actually were. I mean, they looked somewhat all right, but once I really broke it down, I was like, man, I'm kind of just way all over the place, not very balanced. And I mean, I've worked really hard out there on the mound in between side sessions to make sure I'm out there and feeling control.
So what about holding runners on? A lot was made of that last season. You sort of alluded to it right there. How do you make sure that is not an issue moving forward? And do you think too much is made of that?
No, not really. It was a problem for me last year. I could definitely prevented a couple of runs from crossing the plate. And it just kind of was frustrating last year, just seeing guys countlessly score, steal second, steal third. So I worked hard in between my side sessions, worked on getting a little quicker to home plate, changing my looks to first base. It's not necessarily being super quick. I feel like the runners were timing me off of, I mean, once I come set, I was pretty monotonous and predictable. I was 1001, 1002, and then I deliver a pitch. Now it's just all about switching that up a little bit.
And that's something you're working on this spring?
Mm-hmm.
And what about finding that balance, Noah, between throwing it as hard as you throw it and then dialing it back just a little bit to try and create some contact, last longer into games? How do you balance that?
I'm pretty much pedal to the metal with every pitch. I feel like if I were to take any slight percentage off of my delivery, it's going to sacrifice where the location of the pitch is going to be.
Now, do you think working with Rene Rivera, you've had great success? You know, is that something that you go to Dan or you go to Terry and say, I feel more comfortable with Rene, or is there something that Travis that you're working on maybe this spring to get a little bit better on the same page?
I feel like I have a great relationship with all catchers out there. Rene is great to work with because he's a veteran guy. When things kind of tailspin out of control for me out there on the mound, he's really good at calming me down and getting back onto the mound and focus on each and every pitch, but all of our catchers are great with that.
What's it like for you to be a part of what could be, if everybody stays healthy, the best pitching staff in all of baseball? Does that create excitement for not just you, but everybody? And we see in that clubhouse, you guys are right in a row.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, not only do we are incredible on the field, a lot of fun to watch, but I mean, we're all just a tight unit. We're all brothers, and we're always pushing for one another.
Is there a competition there amongst you?
There is some camaraderie, yes. We're always out there trying to one-up one another, and we're all kind of like just always roughhousing. I don't know if you see Steve Matt and I always getting into it, or Gazelman. Those guys are great.
And now, We know about all the work that you put in. You talk about the offseason, talk about now putting in all the work. What do you do for fun here down in spring training?
What's that, Lucie? My favorite. Golf, fish. Thanks to Seth Lugo for taking me to disc golfing yesterday. That was a lot of fun. So that would definitely be another hobby of mine.
Speaking of fishing, we saw the shark that Matt's apparently. Did you see that? The Matt's caught a shark?
I think I saw glimpses of that.
Yes.
No, I have no idea. He's always up to something crazy.
No shark fishing for you, though.
No promises.
It is Noah Syndergaard. Good to see you, Noah.
Thank you. Good to see you
Joining us
guys.
here. Thank you so much on Mets Hot Stove.